morning, rise and shine. Happy Sunday. Come on in, come on in. I had to start a new live, had some technical difficulties. Come on in, come on in, come on in. We got some things to talk about. Come on in, like, share, subscribe. Road to 2,000 subscribers, God willing. By the end of this live, we will hit that number. Come on in, come on in. Hands off day. Come on in, let's talk about it. Hands off day. Sure, can y'all hear me? I don't know. Give y'all a chance to come on in. I started a new live. Come on in, let me know if you can hear me. I had to start a new live. Had some technical difficulties. Ran into a blind spot in the neighborhood. Come on in, let's talk about some things. Happy Sunday. I know it's serious. I got the hair up. Come on, let's go. Let's go. Come on in, like the video. We got a lot to talk about, per usual. I hope you hydrated. Y'all know how these lives go. Let's get ready to rumble. Come on in. Hands off. Let me know if you participated in any of the hands-off protests across the nation. Were you there? Were you one of the thousands, one of the millions? I don't know. I keep hearing these different numbers as far as how many people turned out. I seen a number as low as 330,000, and then I seen a number as high as 10 million, 5 million. So I don't know. But I think what we do know, it was roughly about 1,200 cities that held their own protests across the nation in various states. I have a list of some of the states. Come on in, hit the like button. Let's talk about it. What's up, Nathaniel? How are you? Did you participate in the hands-off protests? That's what I want to know. I want to talk to somebody who participated in hands-off protests. Because apparently everybody and their mama was at the hands-off protests while President Trump was at the golf course, at his Florida golf course. So I just want to know, who was there? Were you in the house? Love y'all. Hey, I like that. Good morning, love y'all. I'm in my neighborhood. I am walking in my neighborhood. So when I do these lives, more often than not, I'm walking in my subdivision throughout pretty much like my entire subdivision. It'll take me because I be talking, it takes me about an hour and 15 minutes to get through the experience. But if I'm focused, I can do it in like an hour or less. Come on in. Good morning, rise and shine. Hands-off protests. Are you here for it? Did you participate? Did you see it? Did you listen to anyone talk they talk at the hands-off protests? I listened to a little bit after I finished my live yesterday. Were you all on my live yesterday? I did a morning walk and talk live yesterday. I normally don't do that on Saturdays because remember, I'm a soccer mom. But I had time today so yesterday, in place of soccer, because it's spring break here in Georgia, I did a walk and talk. If you did not check that out, good morning. Check that out, the walk and talk. But during that time, what was I saying? What was I talking about? What was my point? I got thrown off. I did a walk and talk yesterday, and we got into some things. So, yes, I did walk and talk. I was tired. I was tired. After that, I'm like, okay, let me listen to something. And I listened to some of the people at the hands-off protests in D.C. So D.C. is the only location that I kind of tapped into that I saw as far as with the news feeds on YouTube. They had, they were basically covering the DC location for the hands-off protests. Now, I was hoping they would span the camera so I can kind of see or get an idea of how many people were participating, but they never did. They always kept the camera on the stage. It was always on the stage, and you had just some politicians speaking. Who else you had up there? I guess probably some people from just various organizational groups that are like anti-Trump administration. And they just was like, listen, we sick of this ish. It was basically, we're sick of this ish type energy. We sick of this ish. We sick of you, Elon. We sick of you, Trump. We sick of baby X. We sick of big X. We sick of Tesla. Like, that was the energy. That's what I pulled out of it. I don't know what y'all got out of it, but that's what I got out of it. That's what I got out of it. All right, let me try to see some of these comments. I got a glare, so that is the thing too when I do my walk and talk. I be trying to get through y'all comments, y'all. Like, I know I get the daggone talking, but I'm gonna try to do better with getting through y'all comments if I can see it. Good morning, good morning. Love y'all says, what do you think about Donald Trump? If you don't mind me asking, no, this is the place to do that. Okay, so you may be new here. Welcome. Hopefully you subscribe. Road to 2,000 subscribers. The goal is to reach that number today by the end of this live, God willing. Donald J. Trump. So I voted for Donald J. Trump. I did. I am in a support of, I would say, 85 to 90% of what he's done thus far. And my primary reason for voting for him is because I just felt like our country needed a reboot, we needed to doggone start over, a reset. Things were so janky, I felt like, at the time when he was running, coming off of like the Biden administration. And Trump came in saying, yo, like, yeah, this ish effed up. I know it is what it is, but rock with me. Vote for me. I promise you, we are going to see better days. We are going to see better days. We're going to make America great again. We're going to get back to doing things the right way, the way that things were pretty much done when I was in office the first time, which I did not vote for him during that time. I was not a supporter of him during that time, but we'll get back to that. I also voted for him because I was in support of his stance when it came to immigration. Listen, immigration was out of control. Y'all know that issue was out of control. Immigration was out of control. Since he's gotten in office, like, he's reeled it in. So, like, basically there ain't nobody getting past the borders anymore. Like, it's just you can come there if you want to. You finna be standing there looking at the border patrol standing there looking at you, and y'all just finna have a stare off. Like, that's about as deep as it's gonna get. Y'all finna be having a stare off at the border control because the border patrol got the energy, nuck if you buck. Nuck if you buck. Nuck if you buck. That is the energy that the border control has. And I'm here for it. We needed to have that energy. So that's the energy they have. So it's like, don't start none, won't be none. And the people at the border know them people crazy because they know they under Trump leadership. So they like, all right, then, well, we just gonna sit right here then. We just gonna sit right here. So I'm here for that. Another reason why Trump got my vote is for his stance when it came to just men being able to play in women's sports. I don't understand why it takes any type of convincing of why a male should not be allowed to play in a sport with a female. I don't know. That's some other type of mental illness. For those of you who may be new to my channel, hello, my name is Chic. My background is clinical. My background is clinical mental health. Like, I have a master's degree in clinical mental health. So that means your girl can be like a whole therapist out here if that's what I choose to do as a profession. I choose not to do it. I choose to come on the internet and talk to you, and you for the free. I talk to you all. I give my humble, opinion based on my personal opinions, professional education, all of that. So anything that you may hear me talk about, I will insert some aspect of just mental health because everything that's going on is having some type of impact on someone somewhere. whether it's like your mental health, you can't sleep, you can't eat, you have anxiety, you're stressed. Like these things that are taking place in our country right now is bringing on a lot of mental illness for people. A lot of disorders are being, things are being triggered. Things that you thought you had under control, they're coming back because of just all the things that are taking place right now, which I completely understand. I know it's stressful to learn that you do not have a job, and the reason is because of your job performance when, well, that's the reason they're telling you, but you know good dang and well, you are at the top of your game. So what are you talking about? What are you talking about? That is that percentage of when I talk about what I'm not here for Trump administration doing. I'm not here for the aggressive impact on American people's jobs. I understand that you have to do a shift and realignment with the government and move some stuff around, but to me, it was so aggressive with how quickly he came in doing it. And it was like no regard to just people, the American people, their families, their ability to feed their families. I just felt like it just could have been, he could have pumped the brakes some with trying to, get things in order. You know what I'm saying? Like, like, can you, sir, you ain't even been here 90 days and it's on and popping. It ain't been 90 days. He came out the gate like just snatching jobs, thousands of jobs. And that the impact that he had with the snatching of these jobs, you all, like, he did this in like 60 days, probably less than 60 days. It was so aggressive. So it's just like, okay, the number of jobs that were impacted, you would think that would have been like a number that was impacted over the course of 12 to 24 months at least. Ain't nobody around here thinking that somebody's job would be impacted on that type of level in 45 days. That was super aggressive. So that's the part that I'm not here for with how he operated. But mostly I'm here for just the things that he's done. I do feel like everything that he is doing is I don't think that he's intentionally, like I seen a headline where someone said they feel like he's intentionally trying to just sabotage the USA. I do not think so. I don't think so, because that just doesn't even make sense. That just goes against all common sense. And one thing that I will say is Trump has a lot of common sense, and that's why I voted for him because of his common sense thought, his ideology, his approach. It was just very common sense. Like, it don't make sense. Like, okay, we've been getting hit with all these tariffs by these other countries, but we only been hitting them with 5%, maybe 10% here and there. Common sense is, hey, we just gonna match the energy. Okay, you hit us with 15, all right, I'm gonna hit you with 15. But yo, that's not even what he did with this reciprocal tariffs. With the reciprocal tariffs, the percentage he hit on these countries is still lower than the ones that they're hitting us with. Have y'all seen that chart that he showed? I've seen now people questioning, saying, oh, that's not true. Or some countries saying, no, our tariffs, it wasn't that high on the U.S. I don't know. All I know is Trump, earlier this week, he shared this chart, and the chart had a column for the tariffs that were being implemented on the USA, and then he had a column for the tariffs that we were implementing on them. The column for the tariffs that they were implementing on us was far like greater than the column for the tariffs we were implementing on them. And he still was calling it reciprocal tariffs. To me, that ain't even no reciprocal tariff. A reciprocal tariff gonna be, MF, I'm gonna hit you with the same thing you hit me with. We gonna be fair up in this, So that's how I view it. But he didn't even do that. He didn't even do that. So anybody want to know like why I rock with him, why he got my vote? Basically, is rooted in common sense. And as Dr. Phil used to say, common sense just ain't that common no more. It's not. It's not. Like some of this ish, I'm like, really? Like, we got to just still sit up here and talk about why your son shouldn't be playing volleyball with my daughter? Are you serious? You serious? We got to sit up here and talk about why your son shouldn't be swimming against my daughter at the swim meet? Why your son shouldn't be running against my daughter at the track meet? Are you serious? Are you serious? This is the stuff that I'm talking about. This is the stuff that I'm talking about. Like, it's common sense. Like, why? What is your argument? I would love to hear a person's argument on why it's okay for a male to play in a sport with a female when there's some type of like just listen, help me. It's one thing is if the sport is says co-ed, and you know, okay, I'm about to play with boys. My daughter plays soccer. She's 15. She plays rec league. She plays with boys. It's a co-ed league. So going into it, we already know she's playing with boys. But these sports that I'm talking about are sports that on paper that's designated for girl, designated for boy. But you have, just because someone's saying today on Wednesday that they identify as a girl, they're able to play in that sports that's designated as a girl sport, a girl team. Because like I said, that day, that moment, they say that's what their feelings are. That's what they identify as. I got a whole problem with that. Clearly the Trump administration did too. That's why that was one of the first executive orders that he signed, that we ain't finna be on. We ain't playing them kind of games. We not playing them kind of games. But you know, the first politician I seen that signed something centered around that, DeSantis in Florida. Do y'all remember when he signed that in order for his state? Because right after it became, you know, where it was made headlines with a lot of girls taking L's from playing sports with boys. Like, let me give you an example. You'll have some girls to where they had like an awesome record going into a track meet. But then they go and run against some boys that's saying, hey, I'm a girl because I put some rock sprays in and they purple. Now, they done cleaned up and won the race. So there goes the girl's record because she had to run against a biological boy. So now her little record that she had going, because remember, she's going to use her little record. That's her resume for college to be like, yo, look at my wins. I cleaned up. Well, somebody's sons, it was two sons that came in first and second. They came in and basically cleaned up. So these girls already knew going in, they're just biting for just getting the third place. Ain't that something when you know you're going into a race and you know the best you're going to be able to do is third place because you have two biological boys in the race? That's that issue I'm talking about. So Mayor DeSantis, I remember I watched it when he did the live signing of saying, hey, we ain't playing them kind of games in the state of Florida. So girls that had these problems, come on down to the sunny state of Florida. We got you, because if it's not on your birth certificate that you were born female, you will not, I repeat, you will not be playing in these sports with young ladies. Period. So Florida did it. I remember they did it. I don't know if any other state did it, but I watched Mayor Ron DeSantis sign that bill into place for his state of Florida. So now to see that President Trump is doing it on the statewide, like a national level, I am here for that. Again, this is common sense. So you ask me why I voted for him? Because he was damn using common sense. He was using common sense. He knew that, okay, you're not a woman because you woke up on a Wednesday or on a Tuesday and felt like you was a woman. Like, no, we not going off of feelings, facts over feelings. We going off, Emma, what were you born as? What is on your birth certificate? That's what we're going to go by. Because just because on the Tuesday you feeling a little feminine and you want to put some lipstick on, that ain't got nothing to do with your DNA and any changes and shifts in your body. That ain't got nothing to do with your strength level. That ain't got nothing to do with nothing. That is just your emotions. Your emotions is not factual. That is just your emotions. That is individual. Listen, that's individual. Math is factual. Emotions, that's fluid. That changes. So we're not going to like have you just be able to just participate and do something based off of because it's the feelings that you have for that moment. No, that's what we're not going to do. So that's basically what Trump said when he wrote that. What we not going to do, y'all, I'm translating, he had that energy. What we not going to do is let your son play with this woman's daughter and clean up and just be feeling proud. And have y'all seen some of these men? They be just as proud as these, like with these wins. And the sad part about it, what I've seen, is a lot of these men, they will start out playing sports with men and they don't do well. They don't do well. So what they do, they say, okay, I'm going to say I identify as a woman so I can just switch over to another league where I can do better at. You see what I'm saying? Let me repeat that. I have seen where there has been men who have moved over to playing in women's sports after they've played in men's sports where they did poorly, where they performed poorly. So when they're playing with their peers, because you a male is your peer, when they're playing with their peers, they're not performing well. They're performing at better rates. They stats, everything looks better when they playing against Becky. David's record is better when he playing against Becky, Susie, Michelle, Keisha, Bernadette. His record is better because why? He's stronger. Trump told a story. There was a story of a male playing, playing in the women's sports. So it was, I think it was maybe a triathlon or something. They said that man came in 5 hours before the first woman came in. He was apparently the only born male in the race. How, Sway? I need for y'all to help me understand why that is okay. How do you rationalize this man coming into the race, coming to the finish line 5 hours? Actually, it was more than 5 hours. It was 5 hours and some change before the first woman. So that means the woman never had a chance of coming in first. Remember, she's going into the race thinking, okay, the best I can do is number two. Just like when I told you the story with the women who were running a race. I think they were in high school, and the best they can come in is number three because there were two biological boys that they were running against. And every time those boys would participate at races in the community, they always came in 1 and 2. Make it make sense. Y'all, this is not that deep. A lot of this is just common sense. And it's sad that we got to be out here trying to convince y'all over some ish that you already know. Because a lot of y'all who trying to act like it don't make sense, you got boys and girls. You got boys and girls in your lives. You got kids. You got nieces and nephews. You know this ish common sense. But just because it's not going along with what you want it to be, you want to act like you don't understand what the big deal is. Miss me with that. Miss me with that. Don't play with it. Don't play with me just because it don't line up with your narrative that suddenly it don't make sense. You know this ish makes sense. You know it makes sense. Your mama and your daddy know it makes sense too. Everybody know it makes sense. Democrats know it makes sense, but guess what? They're not going to come out and speak on that. They just going to kind of maybe get silent on that point. They going to get silent on that point. That's usually when it's radio silence on the Democratic side when it comes to stuff that makes sense. That's why it's my long answer to why I support President Trump, why he got my vote. This stuff is crazy, yo. It's crazy, yo. How y'all doing? Good morning. It's a lot of y'all coming in. Please hit the like button. We got over 328 people in. Hit the like button, like, share, and subscribe. Gerald says Trump and Elon doing a great job. Listen, I got some stats. Let me pull my little notes out. There was a poll. Before I went live, I did some research. Y'all know, okay, if you're new to my channel, we are the honor students over here, so we believe in elevating. Listen, we be learning. We be learning some things. We ask questions because guess what? That's what smart people do. Smart people ask questions. They don't just go off of what somebody said. They do their research. They do their homework, and they get to it. So that's what we do over here as honor students. We get to it. Welcome. If you align with that, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Hello, good morning. All right. So let's talk about approval. I seen it was a survey done by Harvard. Harvard did a survey, and they said that what did Harvard say? Give me a minute to get my notes together. I just dropped them. But they did a survey. Hold on for a second. Hold on 1 minute. Let's see. All right. Thanks for holding on. I am back. So I got a lot of notes. I'm walking, so I'll be stationary in probably about 30 minutes. So there, Harvard did a survey, and they said 49% of registered voters still are in support of Donald Trump's performance, whereas 52% also said that, well, actually 54% also said that they find that Donald Trump is performing better than the Biden administration. So even with everything you all that's been done, there are still more people who are in support of what's going on with the Trump administration in comparison to when Biden was in position in the White House, just doing whatever he was doing, because he really wasn't doing nothing. I still be wondering what he was doing all in 4 years, because only thing I recall he did underneath his administration, I think it was underneath him when he signed a bill with protection against the Asian community. Y'all, that's all I remember. I don't remember nothing else. I don't remember nothing else that man did. And yeah, that's on that. Y'all let me know in the comments if it was something else that he did. Like I said, I remember him falling off the bike. I remember that vividly. And I remember him falling going up the stairs to get on the plane. Listen, that's all I remember. Y'all let me know if y'all remember anything else, but I only remember them two things. I remember he fell off the bike and he fell going up the steps. That's all I got. I don't know what else he did. Y'all let me know in these comments what else he did, because that's all I got for you. So be asking me talk about what Biden did, because them the two things. No, but three. He signed something, I think, for the Asians. That's all I got. 4 years. That's all I got. I ain't got nothing else for y'all. I don't have anything else for y'all. So as far as with Trump's approval rating, it's gone down a little bit since he signed it, since he came into office. It was 40. It's at 43. Another Reuters poll found that Trump's approval rating had dropped to about 43%. It was at 47% on the inauguration date. So it's down 4%. So I didn't think that was too bad, given with all the changes he's made. It didn't take a nosedive, like, it went down a little bit. So I don't know. In all, to me, it seems like most people, a lot of the people, I guess primarily the ones who voted for him, they're still satisfied, based, with how he's performing, based off of I guess where the numbers were when he got inaugurated. It's still in the 40s as far as with the approval rating and things like that. So listen, you can't win them all. You can't win them all. But in all, he's doing pretty well. Yesterday during the rallies, he was in Florida at his golf course, one of his golf courses, playing golf, and he's supposed to be doing the same thing today. So he's kind of coming off as though he's unreally bothered, unfazed by what's going on. I will share with you a quote that he did, a statement he made for the American people. So give me a minute. I will share what he said on that. I may do that when I get to my stop, so you can so I can read through my notes. But he's basically saying, just hang in there. We're on our way. It's not going to be easy, but we're going to get there. He said we're going to get there. It's just not going to be easy. He said his quote is, hang tough. It won't be easy, but the end result will be historic. Hang tough. It won't be easy, but the end result will be historic. That's what he said. Let him cook. He's like, listen, give me time. It hasn't been that long. Marco Rubio, Secretary Marco Rubio, he said, I talked about this yesterday on the live. He said, right now we're just seeing a snapshot of something that is here to stay permanently. So what that means to me is that we're in the very, very beginning stages of a shift. And with anything in the very, very beginning, it's a rocky road. It's a rocky road. But over time, it will get better and we will see things differently. And it'll be more favorable for our country. It will be more favorable for our country. So China, they have already responded by saying, all right then, they've implemented already 34% tariff. What do you call it? Reciprocal tariff? They've already implemented their 34%. Hello. So they're trying to meet him, I guess, with the same energy. It's like, okay. Trump is saying, okay, well, that's not the right move to play, but I see what you did there. I see what you did there. But all right then, but coming soon, there'll be the tariffs, I think April 9th is when these tariffs are going to take effect as far as like these, on the 50 countries that are about to get impacted. But I think I was listening to someone from Australia. Their plan right now is to not implement a reciprocal tariff. And they were saying that that's the way a lot of other countries kind of have that same mindset, to where they letting him do what he gonna do, but they're not going to do a reciprocal tariff because they said it'll only hurt the people. It'll only hurt the people. They said, I think they got about 10% of exports that they do over to the USA. So it's not a whole lot. So he just says that this is going off Australia and their government. They just said that with Trump implementing these changes to the tariffs, it's probably going to likely just result to a lot of these countries moving to do more business with probably China. Because I guess, next to the USA, I guess China is like your next biggest, market to do business with, to join forces with. So that seems like to be the play that a lot of these countries have to go against whatever that Trump's doing. They like, yo, we ain't finna argue with you. That's the energy I got from Australia. They're like, yo, okay, we not finna be like him. We're not finna do this back and forth. All right, we're gonna let you do what you do, and we're just gonna do what we gotta do. We're not gonna do it through even reciprocal. We're just gonna try to move around and create business deals with other countries, i.e. China. We're gonna just strengthen our relationships with other countries. And that's how Australia is choosing to handle the situation, as well as he said, like other countries as well. Emilia said the consumer pays the import tariff to tax the country receiving the products, and the exporter pays their tariff tax to theirs. The exporter pays their tariff to their country. So Darren says we have secured a trade agreement with the UE. So yes, I did see that Elon Musk has gone on record of saying that he would love to see one day that there's no tariffs really for any countries, especially I guess the UE, because I think he does a lot of business with them. So he's like, yo, they probably like probably like, Elon, get your boy. What is your boy doing? Like, what's going on, Elon? What is your boy doing? So now Elon, he like in the middle, So Elon is just like, well, I just one day not want to see any tariffs or whatever. But yeah, like he's in a tough spot too, because he has products and much of these, these countries and stuff, he's a businessman too. So he's going to, feel the impact as well. There are already, who is that? I learned this morning last night, that the foreign automakers for like Jaguar and who is the other country? Range Rover, Jaguar and Range Rover, they're already no longer, right now, they will not be sending over vehicles to the USA. So any of you who love that Jaguar and Land Rover brand, they said they have already ceased sending over vehicles to the USA. So I guess whatever is here, but when the inventory is gone, it's gone. So what that says to me is that it's going to fade out, that inventory isn't going to last forever. And so if you are interested in one of those vehicles, you better go out and try to get it as soon as you can, because when it's gone, it's gone. There are no more Land Rovers or Jaguars coming over to the USA. Listen, this is what they said. I'm just telling y'all what them people said. Them people said, all right, then, F Trump. We ain't sending our ish over there. Y'all finna just be driving them Hondas, them Chryslers, them Hyundais, because y'all, what y'all not gonna be driving is a Land Rover and a Jaguar. Y'all not gonna be driving our vehicles over there. I don't know how you finna get them, but they ain't coming from here. And if you do get some new ones, they gonna be bootleg because they didn't come from here. So listen, everybody got the energy of, listen, I think I got something for you too. And this is where we are. So y'all better, get ready. Y'all better get ready. Let me see what else I want to share with you all. The hands-off protest. So like I said, it was in about 1,200 cities across the U.S. The ones that I've came across, specific locations and states, was like Charlotte, North Carolina, New York, Chicago, San Francisco, Texas, California, D.C. Let me know if you participated in the hands-off protest or if you saw it in your community. I live in Georgia. I live outside of the city. I didn't hear in the news about with them naming Georgia, but I'm pretty sure, Georgia was in the mix. We're just in the South, so, it's probably maybe like on a smaller scale as far as how many people protested. Because I live in the suburbs, so I'm about an hour away from like Atlanta, the city of Atlanta. But these protests, if it was 1,200 cities, locations, I'm pretty sure Georgia had probably multiple locations thrown in the mix. Let me know your thoughts on the hands-off protest. Did you participate? And if you didn't, did you see it go down? Did you see it? How many people did it look like? Was it big? Were they deep? Or was it like really not that big? The only, like this morning I saw, like from for California, I think it was maybe LA, I don't know, they did a bird's eye view with you seeing the people there. From that view, it probably was maybe about 500-600 people, 1,000 tops, if that. But like only one I really yesterday tuned into was DC, and they didn't show a bird's eye view. They only had the camera on the stage. So I seen different men, women, different race, ethnicities, up there talking. But I don't know what that turnout looked like. I don't know what the turnout looked like. I've heard different numbers centered around how many people across the country participating with the protest. It ranging from 300,000 to 10 million. So that's a big number. It's a big gap. So I don't know how many people participated, but it was a good amount. But think about it. U.S. is so huge. So it's still kind of like a drop in the bucket, given, all the people that we have living in our country. And I believe I've heard that maybe other countries participated and did their own little protests and things in their countries, but I haven't tapped in yet to learn like what other countries, if they did something centered around protests. I've just kind of been hearing their remarks pertaining to like how they're going to respond to what's going on, but that's about it. But overall, I haven't heard about anything crazy happening at any of them, any arrests, which is good. So I mean, I think in all they went pretty well. I mean, as far as like the temperament, I would say, the temperament at these protests. So we are in a country, freedom of speech. So they had their right to talk. They talk just like I do, just like you do. And, Trump, they did their thing. Now, I will add that all Republicans are not here for this whole tariff thing that Trump is doing with wanting to hit all these, with these 50 countries with these increased tariffs in the coming days. There are some Republicans who are trying to come together to take it to Congress to create this legislation that will require for the higher courts to have to approve and sign off on a president wanting to change the tariffs. So the Iowa Senator Chuck Grassley, so I don't know if anyone's in here from Iowa, Chuck Grassley, I'm sorry, let's see, say Grassley, Chuck Grassley, I think that's how he pronounced his last name. He's typically a top Trump Republican supporter, but he's not here for the implementation of these tariffs. So he's introducing to all of the Congress a legislation that will require for them to sign off on any like tariff changes. So you see what Trump's doing right now with the way the policy things are written. He has the ability to do all that he's doing when it comes to like these tariffs. But this Republican is trying to rally and gather together other Republicans to support him with introducing a legislation to the Congress. So therefore they have the power to kind of control that, to say, all right, yes, we'll do that, or no. Because right now they don't have the power. So he's wanting to do this, to change things going forward. This particular Senator Chuck Grassley, he said he's worried about the financial future of the farmers in his state. So remember, he's an Iowa senator, so he's concerned about the stability of his state. And he's like, something has to change. The Democrats are calling for more Republicans to back him. But what I'm hearing too from experts, they're saying it's probably unlikely that this change, this legislation, it will be implemented. The change will be implemented because it's not going to probably be enough Republican leadership on Capitol Hill that's going to back it. So you know how they say it's strength in numbers. And as of right now, it doesn't seem like there's going to be enough Republicans that will want to back this particular legislation to change the policy as it pertains to a president having the sole power to control tariffs. Listen, Chuck said, listen, my farmer's finna be on the soup line. Charlie is finna be on the soup line. Charlie and Brenda are finna be on the soup line, and we can't have this. We can't have Charlie and Brenda on Section 8, on EBT. We can't have this because Elon have already effed with it, and it's not going to be there for them. This is what we can't have. We cannot have this. So, Chuck trying to gather his folks together to rally around here to say, we got to stop this. But right now, the numbers are not there to support what he's wanting to have done. So, Charlie and Brenda, listen, they just might listen. They're going to have to learn how to get it how they live, like Charles and Sheila been doing. Because y'all know it's been black farmers out there for years who've talked about the struggles with getting the supports from the government that they should be entitled to, just like any of the other farmers, the non-black farmers. And nobody wanted to hear their cries. Nobody wanted to hear little Charles cries when he talked about how he wasn't get all that was due to him as a farmer, an African-American farmer. So now, equal playing field, reset, everybody in the same boat. Ain't nobody getting no money. Listen, it's the nation is on the I ain't got it, the Tasha K I ain't got it. So it's not just Charlie. It's not just Charlie, it's Charles, it's all the farmers. Again, as I talk about the things that are RS said African American farmers, yeah, they got black farmers. You ain't never seen them. I would see them how I came to learn about them, and they would be in the news over the last since the pandemic, just talking about not getting the resources and things that they need to sustain their business. So that's how I came to learn, you got some black farmers out here that's getting to it. But it's just not something that we really think about it. But we got black farmers out here, but they haven't been getting the same treatment as far as with the resources from the government to sustain their business as the white man has. So they've been having to make it do what it do. Y'all know how we do. Y'all know 9 times out of 10, most things are not equal playing field for us. But what? We make it do what it do. We make a way. We make a way. These farmers still manage to hold on to their stuff. They make a way. They figure it out. And that's what all these other farmers are going to have to learn to do. They're going to have to learn to figure it out, like people that look like me have had to do over the years when we have not been able to get adequate funding and resources. We've worked it out. Black people, like, we are the face of working it out. Y'all know we gonna lick and know. We know how to make $1 out of 15 cents. We know what it is to have the doors closed in our face, to be told no, to be told work harder when you're the hardest working person in the room. We know all of this. So this right here ain't new to us. We ain't new to this. We true to this. The people that don't look like me, this is new to them. This is why they the one on TikTok spazzing out about with taking L's and losses and stuff. This is it. This is the reality. We're all on an equal playing field now. Historically, things have been centered around race, but today it's not. We're centered around economic social class. Everybody is getting the same energy, the same treatment. Everyone is getting the same treatment. Y'all know. Right now, when we're seeing on the picket lines, we're seeing people of all different races, cultural groups, and things walking together because they have the same cries, the same struggles. We're not seeing out there Black Lives Matter. No, we're seeing out here like working class people lives matter. This is a day where people are on an equal playing field and people all in unison are saying, I ain't got it. I ain't got it. That's the reality of it. Whether you like it or not, that's the reality of it. White people hollering, I ain't got it. Black people still hollering, I ain't got it. Collectively, America is hollering, we ain't got it. We ain't got it. I ain't got it. That's where we are today. Listen, don't be in denial, because that's just going to hold you back, being in denial about the situation. Accept the reality of what is and move accordingly. Accept the reality that we are here, that government jobs have moved away, and now we have to tap into the private sector. Some of us may have to reinvent ourselves, meaning get skills in other industries. Like, we got to do all of that. We have to do all of that. The car maker Stellantis, so that used to be what the Dodge Chrysler Jeep. They've already started reacting to these changes by closing down plants here in the U.S. and as well as other countries. Let me see what exactly the countries that Stellantis impact, because I got it in my notes. Bear with me. Let me see. Not on that one. Let me see. Hold on. So Stellantis is like, listen, they already had to impact their staff, close plants, because they are like, listen, we don't have it to provide funding to keep these facilities open. We ain't got it. Stellantis is like, listen, we ain't got it. Maybe when we get it again, we'll come back and holler at you to see if you're available, but we do not have it. I can't find it right now, but I'll get back to you on the exact details of that. But I do know it's Stellantis, so that's going to be your Dodge Chrysler Jeep. The Jeep Wagner. That vehicle is made at one of the plants here in the USA. So that's probably going to stop the sales or impact the sales of the Wagner, the Jeep Wagner. Hold on, let me get past this house. Wagoneer, yes, the Wagoneer. Thank you for that, Emilio. The Wagoneer is impacted by this because one of these locations where they make that vehicle, that truck, they're shutting down. They are shutting it down. The Wagoneer. Do y'all like that truck? Because when I was listening to the comments centered around it, people are like, that was a poorly made vehicle anyway. People were talking bad. They were talking greasy about the Wagoneer. I've seen it on the streets. I mean, I think it looks nice, but I mean, people just were like, I'm not sad about that one. People are like, I'm not sad about the loss of that one. More people, I don't know, maybe more sad about not having Jaguar and the Land Rover probably than the Wagoneer. I don't know. I don't know. So lots and lots of changes. Trump's like, listen, it is what it is. He's playing golf today. He played golf yesterday. He's like, yo, like, we'll be okay. Growing pains. That's what I translate all of this that he's doing. Growing pains. I trust that in time, we will collectively get to a better place. But it's not going to be overnight because guess what? We didn't get here overnight. We didn't get here overnight, but I have faith that we are heading in the right direction. We're headed in the right direction. Just hold the line. Hold the line. We'll get there. We're headed in the right direction. Let's see what other updates I want to share with you. Let's see. There's so much. There's a lot going on. There's a lot going on. Let's see. Let's see. So, the hands-off protest. Let's talk about the hands-off protest and what the meaning behind that is, or was, I guess. The hands-off protest, what they're saying is, listen, hands off our schools, hands off our bodies, and hands off our social security. Trump and Elon Musk. This is what the hands-off protest was centered around. They're like, listen, y'all coming in here, y'all doing too much. Sit down. And so this is, how they feel. And they collectively want to join forces together because, as I say, there's strength in numbers. And they wanted to send the message that, hey, we are not here for you coming in and just changing things that impacts our lives for the worse. We're not here for that. And we tired of you. And we're going to join forces on this day, April 5th, to let the world know that you're doing too much and hands off. So that was really pretty much what that protest was about. Listen, freedom of speech, right? So if people feel this way, you feel this way, talk your talk. Talk your talk. Now what you do is how you do it. You do it respectfully. You're not harming anybody. I haven't heard about any chaos or anything happening yesterday from the protest, which is a good thing. And that's just how you do it. And Trump was just somewhere minding his business, playing golf, letting the people talk they talk. Let the people talk they talk. Excuse me, Monday, back to business, back to pissing people off. back to business. Listen, everybody not gonna always be here for what you do. That's life. And when you're a leader, you got to lead. You have to lead. You have to make the decision that's best for your team, even if some people do not support it, because it's rare that you'll have 100% support in the decisions that you make, the things you do. So it's up to you. Have to know when, okay, to still move forward regardless of how somebody may feel about the decision that you've made. You just gotta, it is what it is. So Trump, the way he's moving, he's not allowing for the feelings, the emotions of the American people to impact his decision making. Because he's what I believe is that he believes that many Americans don't understand the things at the capacity or to the level that he understands them. And so a lot of people don't see why it's necessary for him to do the things that he's doing. They don't see it. But no, you don't. I don't think he expects for people to see it because we're not privy to all the information that he's privy to, right? And then many of us aren't politicians. So we're not versed in a lot of things. We're not in the rooms with a lot of conversations that he's in room. So really, a lot of us are making decisions based off of just the minimal information that we have as to what's going on in the world, in our country. So really think about that. Think about the information that you're aware of. Do you truly believe that you're aware of everything? Like, really, do you think that everything, that all the moving parts, everything in the USA, do you truly believe that you're aware of everything? You can't believe that. You cannot believe. If you do believe, you better go back within and really think about it. Just like even just a regular corporate organization that you work for. You're not in the rooms with the shot callers. You're not in the room. So that's why when you report to someone, when you work with someone, it's important that you trust their leadership. because you're not privy to all the conversations that are being had. But you trust in their leadership that whatever the conversations they are being a part of, they're doing what's best for the company, which will impact you. You're hoping that, okay, underneath that person's leadership, they're factoring in you as an employee, as a worker. We're hoping that Trump is factoring us as an American citizen because we're not in the rooms with him when he's having these conversations. So that's why when you vote for a leader, you vote with, hopefully with the understanding that that's what it is, that this person that's going to be in rooms where decisions are being made that's going to impact your livelihood, that they're making the best decision pertaining to you and your livelihood. So, and Trump has so many people that voted for him to where it's apparent that, I mean, a lot of people trust and support and rock with his leadership. A lot of people are here for how he leads. It shows in the numbers. The numbers show. What they say, the numbers don't lie. The numbers, based off of these numbers, people are here for what this man is doing. Even if you like, oh, that's effed up. Like, most people are still here for what he's doing. I'm just saying they are. Let me see, y'all. Now I can get to, hold on. All right, let me get to some of the comments before I start looking through notes again. Labor's new plan says, I'm privy to the information. Economically, he's highly flawed. I've earned thousands better against betting against the economy. Thank you, Trump. Minion says, I believe they create chaos and then give you the solution to the chaos they create. Sandy says, many people don't understand like he does. He's the deal maker. I will trust in God, and God put him there. Adrian says, Gate, I hated Obama's and what he did to us. Jay Rich says, yeah, Trump can't tell you the plans of his deal. Yeah, it's like really when you think about it, we don't know all the ins and outs. And we have to think back to, like, for those of you who did vote for him, think back and reflect on your reason as to why you did it. And you think back and think about your reasons as to why. And then think about the process that it would take for him to do those things that he ran on. Because it's not going to be overnight. It's not going to be overnight. So you have to keep the faith that you voted, you made the right decision when you voted, and that he has a plan. And you may not know the ins and out of that plan, but that's okay. But you have to trust that he has a plan and that he's working to accomplish the very things that he said that he ran on. That's all you really can do. Kevin says, Republican, Democrats, nothing changes for the workers. Significantly put your money down. I'm serious. I demand primary resources. Let me see. JT Dennis says, mark my words, when it comes for you, you'll be begging everyone for empathy. Yvette says they were mostly elderly people and LGBT protesting. I can believe that. I mean, a lot of the people who are on the other side, like who are opposing him, are a part of the community. So I can believe that there were probably a lot of people, because when I was watching the protest from DC, the people who I did speaking, who I saw speak, they, to me, that they gave that they were a part of the community. And which I'm not surprised, because a lot of the people who are part of the community, they're on the, they pretty much more so align, they identify as Democrats and things like that. So that's kind of to be expected. But thank you for that insight. Justin said, you can love your country and hate your president. They're not mutually exclusive, dummies. Lisa said, hands off our Constitution. Get your information from a more objective source. Peaceful protests meant to protect your freedom too. Ms. Downshill says, all Tesla parts are made in the U.S. All food is from the U.S. chips to run your technology is not important. Tariffs will cut off all suppliers as it's not worth making business in America. Jay Rich says, is people from in China driving American cars? No. So why are countries flooded with China cars? I'll wait. Listen, everybody got their opinions. A Vapor says President Trump is the best ever had. Darren says David, like you ever had a. Katniss says both my grandfathers fought in World War II for America as Americans, not for this. Let's. We here today. This is where we're at. I'll add also the stock markets. I talked yesterday a lot about the stock markets. Um, our stock market sell off Thursday and Friday were the worst 2 days on Wall Street since the pandemic. But President was on record of saying, he not surprised. Like, he's like, listen, I know there was going to be a drop, but it's just temporary. It's going to be all right. We are going to see better days. He's like, it's to be expected. He says not surprised for the significant drop. He says the U.S. was a sick patient that needed to undergo surgery, and we are on the path now to become a booming country, and it's going to be amazing. He said he had to roll his sleeves up and put in that work. He said implementing the reciprocal tariffs was necessary to move our country towards being a stronger nation, and we're on the path to making America great again. Listen, Linda, listen. This is what that man said. That man said, hold the line. Hold the line. I will add, Apple and Amazon, they took they had the two largest drops when it came to stock. Apple went down by 9.25%. They lost $255 billion in market value. So that's Apple. Amazon took a big hit too. They took the second largest hit. They 8.98% dip. Listen, what they say, there's casualties in war. Trump also said that the market and the stock will boom as a result of the tariff changes. So he said, in spite of what you're hearing in the media, what they're saying, the stock will boom as a result of these changes when it comes to tariffs. Even though, they're saying we are experiencing the worst crash for the U.S. stock market, since the pandemic. He said, listen, hold the line, hold the line, hold the line. Hold the line. We making moves. We making money moves. On the Cardi B, we making money moves. So we making moves. Hold the line. Y'all think Trump? Y'all think Trump gonna have that man who the judge told him he need to go on and pick back up from El Salvador and have him back at home by Monday at 11:59 p.m. Do y'all think Trump is gonna have that man home? So let me remind y'all what's going on. Y'all know, remember, over the last maybe 3 weeks, Trump has sent illegal aliens who he's identified as being a part of a gang. Some of them part of the MS-13 gang, and I think another gang. So y'all remember, like a few weeks back, he had sent about 3 planes of them over to El Salvador, and the judge got mad because he told him don't send those people over there. And Trump was like, listen, the planes was already in the air, so listen, it is what it is. So apparently on one of those planes, there is a guy that was on one of those planes, and his wife and his attorney are saying that he was mistakenly identified as a gang member and he should not be over there. So recently, a judge has ruled that The Trump administration did not have just cause to send that man over to El Salvador and have his hair cut off, because y'all know he ain't got no hair no more. 'Cause y'all know, if y'all have seen any clips from the El Salvador, the CCOT, soon as you step off that plane, you in the kitchen beautician. You at the kitchen beautician. And you getting a buzz cut. Everybody got a buzz cut. You ain't running around CCOT with no hair. Ain't no. Everybody got a straight. You skinhead. Everybody's skinhead at CCOT. Everybody's skinhead. So, judge, like, listen, yeah, that one right there, you need to go ahead and put him back on the plane and bring him back over yonder, because you shouldn't have been sending him over there. You didn't have the right to be making that call to send that man over there, because you ain't showed no proof or nothing to support him being a part of anybody gang. And you need to have that man back home. Let me see. Home for him is Maryland. You need to have that man back in Maryland by Monday. That's tomorrow at 11:59 p.m. Y'all think Trump, because y'all know Trump, he do what he want to do. He do what he want to do. Do y'all think this is going to be another example, another situation that Trump is not going to abide by the rules to have this man back? Because his wife, and his attorney said he was mistakenly taken and sent to El Salvador by ICE. The Trump administration is like, they identified this man as being a member of the MS gang, MS-13 gang. And the Department of Homeland Security is still insisting that this man is a gang member. They said he is involved in human trafficking. Tricia McLaughlin, she's the Department of Homeland Security Assistant Attorney. She is on record of saying that if he returns, even whether he's in El Salvador, even returns to the U.S., he will still be held in a detention facility, locked up, and off of the American streets, because he is an MS-13 gang member who murder, rapes, and maims for sport. So here's my thing. I know the judge is saying, hey, Trump administration, you need to bring this man back home. But what I'm not certain of, I haven't heard, is when he's brought home and he's brought back, is the judge saying that he can just go back to his regular life, or when he comes back, if the Trump administration have to just deal with whatever through the U.S. Legal system. Because Tricia, the assistant secretary, said, listen, wherever he's at, he's going to be locked up. He's not going to be on the American streets. So he can come back. He's going to come back, but he's not going to be on our streets. This is what the Department of Homeland Security is saying, because they are insisting that this man is a part of the MS-13 gang, regardless of what his wife is saying or his attorney is saying. There's been multiple cases where I've heard people saying, hey, my loved one was sent to El Salvador by mistakenly. There's a lot of people who are saying that. The Trump administration, I have not seen or heard where they've come out showing any type of receipts or anything. I will add that when the judge said, all right, then y'all need to go ahead and bring this man back, the attorney representing the Trump administration was like, yo, like, I don't know how to do that. Because think about it. They've never been in a situation where they literally sent some people away and had to bring them back. So the attorney for the Trump administration was like, yo, like, I don't know if we can do that. Listen, I know we got paperwork talking about sending them over there, but I ain't seen no paperwork talking about them coming back, because the plan was, listen, they sent over there, they going forever, ever. So the attorney was like, listen, I don't know. I'm going to have to get back to you on this one, because I don't know what that's supposed to look like. I don't know. I just knew we had these one-way Spirit flights over to El Salvador, and that was on that. We bought these one-way tickets. Now you trying to tell me we need to get somebody back? We ain't do no round trip tickets. I don't know. Listen, I'm gonna have to get back to you on that one, Judge. I'm gonna have to get back to you on that one, because I don't know how we finna do it. I don't know, because the situation was we was doing one-way flights, one-way Spirit flights, one-way Spirit flights. So you saying something different than what I'm aware of. I ain't worried about I'm not aware of no round trip situations. I gotta go talk to Trump. I gotta go talk to Trump about this one, because I don't know what to tell you. I hear what you're saying. You said this man he'd be back by 11:59 on Monday. I'm just telling you, I don't know how that's gonna work. I'm just listen. I'm just keeping I'm just keeping it 1,000. I'm just keeping it 1,000. This is the translation in the courtroom because that man was like, I don't even know. Y'all know you down bad when your attorney like, you know what? I don't know. I'm not gonna even hold you. I'm not gonna even hold you, Judge. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know nothing about some folks being able to get back on the plane and come back to the USA. I don't know. So, do y'all think this man finna be back home in Maryland by 11:59 Monday? That's tomorrow. Y'all let me know. I will be traveling. Y'all let me know. Y'all gonna have to be dropping in the comments. Let me know if this man touched ground or if there's gonna be another order that Trump gonna do what he wanna do and say who gonna check me boo. Because y'all know Trump stay with that who gonna check me boo energy. Do y'all see this being any different? And listen, his administration have been called on multiple occasions to show proof and support of these, how they concluded that these people were gang members. They ain't shown that damn paperwork. They like, because I said what I said. Pam Bondi, like, listen, don't be questioning me and us. We said they gang members, and that's on that. That's on that. We don't owe you nothing. We don't owe you nothing. Trump is a president. He don't answer to nobody. You answer to him. Because we said they were gang members. Because we said it. We said so. Like, that's the energy that I'm getting from the administration. Because a lot of this stuff, they ain't showed no receipts, no paperwork, or nothing. They like, listen, he doing the most. He had to get the hell on. He had to get on. Oh, he was doing it. Just take my word. He was doing it. He was on some other stuff. Oh, that tattoo that you say mean that? Oh, it means this too. No, this is what it means. Like, y'all, it's going down. Y'all, this is as Trump world turns. As Trump world turns. Kevin says, I like that don't hate Trump, but know that he isn't really much different than any of that oligarch that got elected. Chai said Trump is not a dictator. Listen, Trump out here doing what Trump want to do. He's saying, listen, I'm the president, and what I'm doing is within my power. So I don't know why you slowing down my progress to have me to be showing receipts and doing all this and that. I'm the president. I make the requests. You show me receipts. I don't show you receipts. You show me receipts. That's what I'm getting from this administration. I like, all right then, Trump. All right then, player. All right then, dog. All right then. Like, what else can you do? Yeah, he the president. He the shot caller. He is the shot caller, not the judge. He is the shot caller. He like, Judge, I'm tired of having to keep repeating myself to you because you're slowing me down. You're slowing me down. What's popping? Just me. What's up? Just me. Welcome, y'all. Let me put my charger on so I won't die out on y'all. Hold on. All right. Y'all, it's a lot going on. Listen, my message to y'all is keep your head up. Keep your head up. We all out here on a wing and a prayer. President Trump, he said it's a new day. I know y'all used to Sleepy Joe and him not doing a damn thing. Listen, I know what y'all used to. I understand. But it's a new sheriff in town. It is a new sheriff in town, and we do things differently over here. But I assure you that I am not leading you to hell. I'm leading you to the water. I'm leading you to the water. I'm leading you to the water. Trust and hold the line. Welcome you all. Hit the like button. It's 153 of you. Happy Sunday. How y'all doing? Y'all know who else standing on business? The state of Georgia. My state. My state is standing on business. They sure are. They're standing on business. It's not being reported on by mainstream media, but that's all right because y'all over here with me. I'm going to report on it. I'm going to rep your city. Y'all drop it. Let me know where y'all at. What city, state? Where y'all at? What country? Rep your city. Drop it in there. What is your country doing? What is your state doing? Are you rocking with it? Are they backing, all these changes with policies with Trump in particular with the immigration? Listen, My Governor Kemp, he's like, yo, we on board. We about to get our people trained up to help with the ICE because we about to round them up already since Trump has been in the White House. The state of Georgia has already arrested more than 1,500 illegal immigrants. They've even raided and rescued, during a raid, they rescued 60 traffic victims in Gwinnett County just last week. The circumstances were it was two men, and they're being accused of recruiting immigrant workers, many from China, and they're subjecting them to harsh working conditions. This is taking place just in Georgia alone. Remember, we got 50 states. This is just in Georgia. This ain't making the mainstream media. They ain't talking about it because to talk about it would mean they would have to, it's acknowledging that Trump was onto something with wanting to kind of just get aggressive when it comes to this immigration thing. Because in the midst of in the midst of all this, there are people being saved from just being in just poor living and working conditions as a result of Trump saying, hey, we need to crack down on this immigration. Mainstream media, they're not talking about it. Because why? That would be a win for the Trump administration. So they're not going to talk about it. But I'm talking about it. This is my home, my state, Georgia. They're like, listen, this is not temporarily. This is ongoing. This is continuously. And they said, don't let us find out that an employer is employing illegal immigrants. Let us find out that you're doing that. And you're aware that they're illegal. Oh, we rolling up on you and you getting thrown. You going to jail too. Listen, we shutting down shop. You're in trouble. They not, listen. They said they got a hotline. Listen, folks been calling that hotline like, yo, yeah, you might want to roll up, at that Walmart up the street, that Wendy's, that QT, that Shell's got. Listen, you might want to roll up, because there's business owners who are employing illegal immigrants. So this is what they're doing. They're going out there and rolling up on people and say, yo, word on the curb is that you're employing illegal immigrants. And also what they're saying, the Department of Homeland Security is saying that they do not need warrants to roll up on you if it's centered around arrests being made for illegal immigration. They do not. I repeat. Y'all know normally with a lot of things with arrests, we're used to hearing talks of you're needing to have paperwork. You're what is that? What's the word? You needed to have what's the word I was just saying, the paperwork. They said they don't need no paperwork if they rolling up on you. A warrant. They don't need a warrant. Right now with what's going on, President Trump is saying ICE, Homeland Security, they do not need a warrant to roll up on you if it is centered around them suspecting that you are in violation of the immigration policies. Yvonne says Chic Channel is not biased at all. She welcomes all. Just be respectful. Thank you for that. This is a place where everybody can come in and talk. They talk. But yes, it is a requirement that you are respectful if you want to stick around. And respectful meaning don't be just... y'all know what being disrespectful mean. That means to don't be insulting people. Like come in and speak your opinion. But you don't have to direct your opinion on the host. My wonderful moderators, or even like anyone in the chat. Like have some act right. Just listen. Have some act right. Have some act right over here. That's all I ask. Y'all know my space is different from any other space out there. I let people come in and talk. They talk. It's not what you do. It's how you do it. And you just do it just like you got some sense. You can stick around over here. I promise you can stick around over here. Just act like you got some sense. Harry A. Hill, he said, from Cleveland, Ohio. Jay Cleveland said, they're the ones in violation of the human rights. This is a rogue, inept administration. See, that's an example of somebody talking their talk. They're not just being disrespectful. Y'all see what they did? Y'all see what Jay Cleveland did? This is what I'm talking about. You can talk your talk. Just don't be disrespectful. Y'all, like, we try to keep it simple over here. I really try to keep it simple over here. Y'all know I'm cool as a fan. Y'all know I just, y'all know I come on here, I talk crazy, I laugh. That's what it's about. It's enough chaos. Thank you. It's enough chaos going on. Who is that? Thank you, good boy. It's enough chaos going on. So this is just a space where we can all come together and talk our talk respectfully. Now, what else I want to talk about? The Fed said that we encourage you to self-deport. They said we have an app out there to where, so say for example, you were here and you made your way back to Mexico. Once you get back to Mexico, you hop on the app and be like, yo, Trump, I made it home. Y'all know how your mama tell you, hey, call me when you get home. Let me know you made it. You jump on the app, be like, yo, I made it. I made it home. The government, Trump, they will then go ahead and update their records saying Carlos Vasquez has made it to his destination safely. They're going to update their records, and now you're checked off the list. They not looking for you. They not trying to find your family, nothing. They just want to make sure that you're gone. They not worried about, okay, if the kids that you know that were born here, that they like, listen, you can leave your babies with someone here. You don't have to take your kids back with you. If there is someone here that you can leave your children with, that's fine. So that's what they said. They strongly encourage you to self-deport. And then it's like, once you self-deport, you can come back over here the legal way. Apply. You can come back that way. But what makes it hard for you is if they catch you and then they have to send you back. Then that's when it's harder for you, where you may not be able to come back. I don't know what the exact rules are centered around. If they have to pick you up, if they got to come tap on your shoulder and send you back. Y'all know how it be a lot of times when even here, like if there's a warrant and, they looking for you, they want to talk to you. It looks better when you turn yourself in versus them having to come knock on your door and round you up. Y'all know how it be. It just, you just have I don't know, it just looks better. Let's talk. So that's the same thing. They're like, yo, like, this is a situation. If you're here illegally, we don't want you to be here.